Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about the introduction of life processes. Students, we all know in our body there are so many life processes happens, number of life processes happens, there are so different life processes and these processes are required to be alive. Okay, as a human being or as an animal or any kind of the living organism in his body, the life processes plays a very important role, very genuine role in the overall development, in the overall living of that particular individual. So in the life processes chapter for the 10th grade, you are going to learn about different life processes including nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, circulation. So all those life processes we are going to learn in this chapter. Now, very first, what is the life process? Because we are starting with the introductory part, so you must know what is the life process. हम life process किसको कहे? So life process is nothing but any process that the organism is going to perform any number of activities such as digestion, respiration, circulation, reproduction, etc. So all such a kinds of processes that happens in one's body, and those processes are nothing but the life processes. So these processes collectively called as life processes. So in the short definition, if we want to learn what is a life process, then the definition says that the basic function performed by living organism to sustain themselves is called as life process. So on the planet Earth, that we know every living form wants to live on the planet Earth, right? And that is why the race of life is going on. हर एक को जीना है planet Earth के ऊपर. They want to increase their colony, they want to sustain their colonies on the planet Earth, and the fittest will be survive. So that we all know कि according to the Darwin's hypothesis, the survival of fittest, it was the hypothesis in the book of Origin of the Species. So Darwin has already proposed this theory, and we all are learning this theory in the life process chapter because that forms the basis of every living being or every living organisms. So the life processes, how they are important and why they are important in one's life, that we have seen. Now, what are the life processes? Different sorts of life processes we are going to learn, students. So, the life processes here they have given like movement, transportation, respiration, nutrition, growth, excretion, control and coordination, and reproduction. So, these are the different forms of life processes we are going to learn. Now, let us take an example of nutrition as the first life process. Nutrition ka example le lo. Now, nutrition is what? From which you will get food in the form of carbohydrates, isn't it? We'll get the food, carbohydrates, lipids, fats, proteins. Okay, vitamins, minerals, these are again the forms of nutrition what we get from the food. So students, why we eat food? Because that is the genuine question. Ki bhook lagti hai, that is why we are eating. That is the another thing. But for our body, why we are going to eat? So we will get the nutrition from the life forms or whatever these nutritious form or food we have given, like carbohydrates, lipids, fats, proteins, because overall development of body is based upon these nutrient factors, and that is why this is the essential life process in one's body. So we have to do not control the particular what we can say hunger anytime or thirst anytime. We don't have to control these things. Why? Because then your body is always starving these nutritions if you're controlling your hunger. So never control your hunger, eat on time and eat healthy food. Second thing is growth, which is again related with the nutrition. If you have the well nutrition, then only growth of your body will be good, isn't it? Otherwise, there is a malnutrition, deficiency, diseases. I already told you there is a huge difference between disease and disorder. So what generally student make mistake, disease and disorder. So students, disease is something that is related with the causative microorganisms which causes the disease. So these diseases are caused because of the microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, viruses. So there are a number of pathogens which causes the diseases, whereas disorders are the ones which are related with the deficiency or malnutrition of anything or hypersecretion of anything like related with the hormone. So that is the basic difference in diseases and disorder. So you all have to keep in mind this very well. And the growth, which is the related life process with the nutrition. If you have the good nutrition, then overall development or overall growth of your body will be good. Next is excretion directly. We can see excretion is what we know. When we eat the food, it is going to oxidize by the process of respiration. Here is given, yes. When we have the nutrition, then nutrition is nothing but the food what we eat. So how that food is going to give you energy, that is the another perspective, right? So the food can be broken down into simpler part by the process of digestion, and that we have learned already. But whatever food we eat, that has to get oxidized and they will releases the energy with the process of respiration. So you all will get the energy with the process of respiration. Why? Because we breathe. So again, these processes are interconnected. You can see how I am drawing the arrow in between these processes, because all of them are interrelated, interconnected with each other. And if any of the life processes imbalance, then overall your health or the body of individual will not get the sufficient nutrition, or they cannot perform the verified functions. So respiration, that is one which will use to get the energy from the food what we have already ate. Then excretion. Now what is unwanted thing what we have already ate, through which our body is absorbing the nutrition, but there is some part which we don't want, that is the extra waste we can say, and that has to excrete it, that has to remove from our body. And as we know, we have different excretion organ in our body, including skin through which we can excrete, right, including nose. Again, respiratory system mein lungs also perform a very important role in excretion of unwanted gases like carbon dioxide and other gases which has formed in the life processes. Secondly, in excretion, again your intestine which is going to absorb all the content, and it will pushing forward in the form of feces. It will get excreted from our body. Kidneys are also playing very important role in excretion, which will remove the nitrogenous waste product which are dissolved in the blood. So all these processes are again interconnected, as I told you. So excretion is one of the same. Control and coordination. So have all the control over every body life processes is nothing but done by control and coordination, that we know. In our body there are peripheral and central nervous system, which is again playing a very vital role in one's body. So overall functions of our body are coordinated, are controlled with this mechanism, and that is why control and coordination is one of the best life processes ever to happen in one's body. And we are so lucky that all the functions are coordinately happen in our body, and our body sustains for a longer period of time if they all will run in a coordinated manner. Reproduction, as I already told you, every individual, every organism on planet Earth wants to sustain their life on planet Earth for a longer period of time, and that is why reproduction is the life process that is producing the young ones exactly similar to their parents, is nothing but the process of reproduction. And that is also done, or that is also studied in the life processes, because that again this reproduction is having different mechanism like sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. And when we learn individually, I'll going to explain you these things. Next is movement. So yes, our body we can locomote. जैसे कि I am explaining you the topic and I am finding the things here and there. I am writing on a board. Simultaneously I am talking to you. Simultaneously I am moving from here and there. That means my body is showing the movements, isn't it? नहीं तो trees में सिर्फ the movement is like this. Why? Because trees cannot show, even though they are living things, but they cannot show the locomotion. But as like we, there are other organisms which can show the movements, and these movements or locomotion is again one of the important life process which is happen in our body. Now transportation, why it is again important, one by one we have to see it how it happens. Ki whatever food we eat, that is going to mixed with our blood, that we all know all the nutrients are mixed in our blood, but our every cell needs the nutrition for performance of work, isn't it? ऐसा होता है क्या कि one day we are going to eat the things and next day we don't want to eat, our body can perform the function? No. Even though in a whole day we have to eat 3-4 times to get sustained with the energy, right? So each and every cell of our body needs nutrition time to time, needs nutrition with the particular nutrients, and who will perform the function? Nothing but our blood, isn't it? Because blood is the best thing to transport all the nutrition to the each and every part of our body, and that happens through the different arteries, through different veins, through different scapulary. Why? Because these are the three components or blood vessels which can form a chain system, and that will provide the blood to each and every part of our body. So students, this forms the basis of life processes. What are the different life processes we are going to learn in this chapter? Starting with the metabolism. So metabolism, as I already told you, there are two processes, catabolism and anabolism, and constituently both of them are forming metabolism. So what is catabolism? Catabolism is breaking of molecules and anabolism is making the new molecules. So if both the processes combines, they will form the metabolism. So in our body, whatever food we eat, जो भी हम खाना खाते हैं, that food is going to, have to run with the two pathway, and that is anabolic pathway and catabolic pathway. So anabolism is nothing but where the energy is used. Why? Because anabolism mein we need to make the new molecules. So for making the new molecules, we need the energy, right? So here energy is used, whereas in catabolism process, the energy is released. Why? Because catabolism is something breakdown, just like a respiration. So in our body, respiration is a sort of catabolism process, isn't it? So through respiration, the food what we already have, the nutrition what we already have, the food is in the form of carbohydrates, proteins, is going to broken down into simpler form and then energy is released. So that's the form of catabolic process which we are going to learn in the metabolism. So students, I hope you all have understood at least the introduction of whatever life processes are there. For such an introduction, we are going to have different sessions on different topics. So stay connected with us, and I hope you like the video. If you like it, share and subscribe with your friends, and stay connected for the next upcoming videos. Thank you.